with the Word of God. And the weekend is going to be an exciting one. There's no greater excitement than when you begin to have it with the Word of God. Galatians 5, we're looking at the love life. Looking at the love life and the proof sex is Galatians 5 verse 6. And Galatians 5 verse 6 says, "For in Jesus Christ neither circumcision availeth anything, nor uncircumcision, but faith which works by love." Faith which is operative, which works, which produces through love. Faith which works by love. I want us to see something in John 13. John, the Gospel of John 13, verse 34. Let's see something there. Jesus is talking. He says, "A new commandment I give unto you, that you love one another as I have loved you, that you also love one another. By this shall all men know that you are my disciples, if you have love one for another." These are heavy words. He said a new commandment. We have a new covenant. So you have a new covenant, you have a new covenant. Then I mean a new commandment, and we have a new people. Three things that are new. The covenant is new. The covenant has been changed. So since the covenant has been changed, you need the new law, and the new law is there. And there's also a new people, the new creation. So the law for the new creation is very clear. He said, "A new commandment I give unto you," a new principle of living, a new conduct, a new charge, a new precept, a new injunction I give unto you. And it says that particular injunction is that you love one another. That precept is that you love one another. You have love for one another. Then he set the standard. He said, "Just as I have loved you." He said, the kind of love I have for you, the unconditional love that I have for you, purely unconditional, totally unconditional. He said, that's the type of love that you need to have one for each other. That's a new commandment. Now, when he gives when he makes that statement, when the Lord makes that statement, a new commandment, it takes love into a different perspective. It puts love in a completely different platform. It is no more a suggestion. It's not something that we just do because we feel like it. It is it. If we really want to say we want to walk in the Christian life, we want to say we want to operate the Christian life, this is it. Now that becomes a definition of sin. It becomes a definition of rightness. It becomes a definition of walking with God. Now you begin to understand why Galatians 5:6 says, "Faith walketh by love." Faith walks by love. Why? Because love is the commandment, the precept, the injunction that the new creation is meant to walk by. That's what we're meant to operate by. We're meant to walk in love. We're meant to operate in love. And that is the distinct mark. Because he went on in the book of John 13, verse 35. He says, "By this shall all men know that you are my disciples, if you have love one for another." Notice this. He didn't say, "By this shall all men know that you are my disciples," because there are signs and wonders working within you. There are miracles working with you. There's prosperity within you. You guys have wealth. You are powerful. You are mighty. These things are okay. I'm not criticizing them. If you listen to my messages, you realize I'm not. The church will prosper. The power of God will flow. But these things are not what will distinct. These are not things that will mark us out. Because really, somebody walking even by the Noahic covenant, the covenant of God with Noah, which every human being has, that person will prosper. You will see prosperity in the life of that person. Because he's working with the covenant of Noah. What of power? Satanic forces can produce counterfeit power. But there's something that distincts, there's something that marks out the new creation. that makes us different. That unselfish divine love, that agape, God kind of love, that we're meant to function with one another. He said, by this shall all men know that you are my disciple. If you have love, not once in a while. Not once in a while we display it. Not once in a while there's a camera, the lights are there. One for another. I mean, when there's eternal love in the church, when there's that flow of the divine love of God with the church, he said, men, we know. Men, we know that you are my what? Disciples. That means this is what we need to do. This is where we ought to go. This is how we ought to function. Love. Love. You know, I've been in church for some few years and I discover, listen to many messages, we hardly go in this direction. We hardly. We talk about the need for people to be pure. We talk about the need for sanctification. We talk about the need for power. We talk about the need for wealth. We talk about so many things, but we rarely go to the dimension of love. But that love is the law of the new covenant. Every other thing we say is important, but this is it. Without it, we missed it. We missed it. We got to go back, bro. We got to go back, sis. We got to go back. It's time we get back there. It's time we begin so that we can walk right with the Lord and have impact in our generation. God bless you. I love you.